What is the deal? What is going on? I am your host, Lex Black, and I'm so excited to have you guys here. Before I jump into everything, as always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified for whenever I drop that new heat. You heard? Today's episode is a special one, man. It is episode 10. You heard? And I wanted to do something slightly different with the 10th episode, so it's gonna be like a kitchen sink style type of episode. All right, I'm gonna be throwing a lot of stuff at you guys, so here we go. Y'all know my feelings on this series already. It's no secret. Y'all know I have beef with the current writers of Boruto. I'm still not over cyborgs being a part of the Naruto-verse. It's just hard for me to accept. And make no mistake, guys, I am a huge sci-fi buff, all right? I am not anti-android, robot, cyborg, artificial intelligence at all. I am pro all of that stuff. But in the Naruto-verse, come on, man. Come on. No. Just no. All right? But it's more than that, though. I just feel like the writing has been slapped together most of the time. But despite those very big gripes of mine, I'm enjoying covering the material. Make no mistake. And there have been some cool developments that have happened in the story. As you may know, I'm extremely curious to see how our favorites, Naruto, Sasuke, the OGs, level up after their nerfing. And I've also covered some potential ideas on that topic. Actually, I covered it extensively on this show through a number of episodes. I believe 1, 3, 5, and 8. I'd have to check. I should have this prepared, but it's my show, so yeah. Covering Boruto is a lot of fun. The Naruto series at large, covering it all is a lot of fun. As of this episode, episode 10 right now, to my knowledge, the translated scans have not been put out yet from what I understand, but there have been leaks, and apparently some shit like really goes down, and the apparent has people in an absolute frenzy. But I personally think it's just premeditated misdirection by the writers and creators of the show to create hype around its next release, because we all saw in the very first issue and episode of Boruto that the brothers meet up to clash, right? Now, what's really intriguing me, it's a matter of consciousness. And what I mean is, it could be a situation that following the supposed that maybe he didn't so much die as he did lose the rights to his body, if that makes sense, becoming a secondary consciousness to the now dominant consciousness of Momoshiki, who now has primary control of Boruto's body. And maybe that is what ultimately drove the two, Kawaki and Boruto, to meet at the monument for their big fight in the future. But I don't know. I just be saying shit, so I could be way off. As far as this show goes right here, man, season 2 is reported to be dropping in 2023 or 24. I can't remember which one, guys. Correct me in the comment section down below. In spite of that, there's nothing stopping me from raving about how good of a show this is, and I'm definitely anticipating season 2. I'm definitely looking forward to doing more case studies on the world of Piltover and Zaun and its characters. And not to mention, the stunning visuals of the show are definitely among the best that I've seen to date. Tokyo Revengers will definitely be reviewed as promised for episodes 13 through the end of the series, as I covered 1 through 12 already on episode 6 of my show. I'm sure that the writing has plenty of jaw-dropping twists and turns for our beloved Takemichi, and that's going to be exciting to see. For those of you who already know what happens, just shh, don't spoil it in the comments, all right? Just, let us have some fun, all right? Now, one thing that I make sure to do on my channel, all right, is shout out my subscribers, especially the ones who are dope enough to leave comments and engage in dialogue. I really, truly appreciate you guys. I really do. And I want you all to know that. Even the ones who don't leave comments, the ones who just lurk, and that's okay. As long as you're tuning into the show, that's all I care about. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And I'm going to continue to move forward, shouting out subscribers and people who engage with me, on my channel, because I really do love hearing from you guys. It really does make all of this worth it. And with that being said, shout out to the homie Lajara. And if I'm butchering your name, I am so sorry. But he's one of my recent subscribers. And I shouted him out in particular because he brought up a great question. And he asked me, what other anime do I plan on covering? And it's a simple question, right? But it's a very important one. because at the time I had some semblance of what I was going to cover, but the answer wasn't totally clear because there's so much material out there to cover. I had some of the classics that I wanted to bring forth, and of course the Naruto verse that I wanted to cover extensively, but outside of that, picture of the specific anime that I wanted to cover was still a little bit cloudy. But him asking that question really put things into focus. You know, before I even started the show, I was about 10, 11, 12 episodes deep. Not everything written out, but ideas written down for each show. And, you know, him asking that question really helped me to put things into focus. So shout out to you, Lajar. I appreciate it, man. And a lot of those shows are going to be fully realized on season 2 of Midnight Arcade. Wink, wink. We're going to get to that in a second. Listen here, y'all. There is a holy trinity of anime, in my personal opinion.
And I mean, as of 2022, right now, there is a holy trinity.
And shout out to my homie DJ Bigness, aka Biggity Biggs of the Abstract Mud podcast. Salute you guys. Biggs and I had a brief Twitter conversation, and we agreed that there's a holy trinity of anime right now. And that holy trinity is Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, and Jujutsu Kaisen. You guys would be hard pressed to find another 3 performing at such a high level and giving us the incredible quality that these 3 are giving us at the moment. You'd be hard pressed to debate that. If you want to, I'm open to having that discussion, of course. I implore you guys. So with Attack on Titan, I just began covering Attack on Titan via episode 9, and I'm super excited to continue said coverage because shit is truly heating up. and we know right now that Eren is on fire, and I definitely look forward to the walking cataclysm that is Eren Yeager and his fight against the bondage that he's working so hard to break away from, and all of the ensuing chaos that he brings to the battlefield, to the show. Is pure entertainment for us viewers, and I'm so looking forward to it. With this anime, when I first watched it, I knew this was going to be something special. I knew it. I just knew it. To me, it was too dope to be contained to 24 episodes per season. I'm one of those guys that I want to see it drawn out. I want to see everything fleshed out in like a 50 episode spread, you know? And a large part of me still wishes that that was the case. You know, that way the amazing level ups and stories of our main characters truly get the shine they deserve. But you know what though? I also understand that the cost of animation per episode today are astronomical. I know that much, even with the advances in technology. Outside of that, the protagonists and antagonists are all so brilliantly written, and there's been a heavy emphasis on tapping into the psychology of each character. The essence of morality and its imbalances are thoroughly explored through enjoyable characters who are good at being good at being bad, and good at being morally ambiguous. Not to mention the fighting is beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and the abilities of all the characters are really something to marvel at. Jujutsu Kaisen is an anime that I absolutely plan on covering in the next season, and I am super excited for that. Domain expansion. The same could be said for the near perfect, immaculate Demon Slayer. I just finished the Mugen Train arc of the latest season, and whoo! Demon Slayer is pure excellence, all caps. From the fighting to the story to the world itself, there's something so sound and satisfying about it as an anime for the genre, and there's no way that I can move forward with my show without covering it. So cover it I shall. And might I add, shout out to Rengoku, salute the real. What good would my show be without me covering some of the classics? Thus far, I only covered a personal favorite of mine in Outlaw Star, but trust me when I say there are more classics on the way that I'm going to be covering, new formats and how I'm going to be presenting the show. It's going to be great. Really excited for that, you guys. Now, I made mention of season 2 on my show, and I don't know why, but separating the work into episodes of 10 and dubbing them seasons makes a whole lot of sense to me, and it just feels right. I'm not really sure what other YouTubers are doing, and if they're doing that, then awesome. If not, then hey, to each his own. So with that being said, I'm gonna work hard to make whatever tweaks necessary to make my show experience better for you guys. And I'm going to do this kind of like recalibrating period every 10 episodes. So I really look forward to hearing from you guys on the feedback and what I can do better, and, you know, making the show and improving the show in more ways going forward. Really excited for that. Now, in other news, if you guys didn't know already, I'm an author, among other cool things, right? But I'm an author of a cyberpunk fantasy series that I call Neon District. It's a story about a black hat hacker named Caden, whose world is turned literally upside down by an inescapable destiny. And, you know, in that new path that he has to take, he becomes corporate enemy #1 in the process. That little sentence is layered. And if you feel curious enough to dive into the world, which I'll give you some keys to do so, then you'll understand what I mean when I said what I said with the corporate world #1 stuff. And it's a lot more than how it sounds.
Think of the story Neon District as kind of like a fusion, loosely, like a fusion between Final Fantasy VII and Akira and some other movies that are technologically focused and based, and maybe a touch of, I wouldn't say Blade Runner, but sensibilities. There's a lot of cyberpunk sensibilities in this. It's a cyberpunk fantasy novel. So yeah.
And that description is really putting it lightly. So if you guys want to learn more about this story, you can do two things, okay? #1, you can check out a little wiki site that I made for the lore of Neon District at www.neondistrict.fandom.com. This wiki gives you a good feel for the world that you will enter if you do decide to read the books. It's a place that puts names to faces, visuals to locations, tech, items, you name it, etc. When you guys have some time, make sure to check it out. The wiki is best viewed on a computer. Those of you who are fans of the Naruto verse and who know Narutopedia, it's way better viewed on a computer than it is on your tablet or your cell phone, just because of the widespread information, the display of images, and so on and so forth. And after you do all that and you're sold and you want to, you know, dive into my world of Neon District that I created, you can head on over to Amazon and buy the book on Kindle or for paperback. Right now, I'm currently in the beginning stages of doing an audiobook for the series, and I'm really, really excited for that. I mapped out all the voices, and I'm really excited. It's a huge undertaking, but I'm going to do it because I want to reach as many people as possible with the story as I can. So be on the lookout for that. And, you know, again, I'm really excited for that. My series, Neon District, I released 2 books, Neon District Alpha and Neon District Exodus. I'm working on book 3, Neon District Influx. That is in the works. That will be coming out. I'm super excited for that. I'm also working on the beginnings of another novel. I'm not going to reveal the name, but it's really cool, man. So again, check out all my stuff. I'll leave all my links. Link in my bio. Okay. All right. My link tree has everything that you would need to investigate all the creative stuff that I do. All right. Now, before I close out, I just wanted to speak to you guys about why I started this channel. I started this channel because I've been a lifelong fan of anime, and I thoroughly enjoy every and anything anime, manga, sci-fi, cyberpunk, video games, tech, you name it. That's my thing. I love it. And I plan on expanding on more topics in the future. That's why I started this channel. But outside of that, the quick wrap up. This is my episode right here. This is episode 10. I'm really excited to deliver this to you. This is the end of season 1. Season 2 will be starting very soon, and we'll be covering brand new anime, as I went over earlier on, and manga and new material, man. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you check out my books, Neon District Alpha and Neon District Exodus. Check out all the links. I'll leave everything in the description. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Lex Black, and before you go, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified for whenever I drop that new heat, and I am gone.